Hello and welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. We are bringing you a very interesting fintech conversation today with some of the biggest global leaders, which has been always the trend. Please join me in welcoming Mr. David Gyori, who is from London. And David has got a lot of feathers in his cap. He comes from the background of being the founder member of the World Fintech Foundation. He has also been in several panels to evaluate the innovations globally on fintechs. Apart from this, he has also been an expert trainer for bankers in the area of financial technologies. And he has been in panel for a lot of magazines and media related to the financial services sector. David, welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. A pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's great to be here and share my thoughts. I am very much looking forward to our interview.
Fantastic. Thank you, David. So let us try to get into the your role as a founding member of the World Fintech Foundation. Obviously, it sounds like the mother of all fintech associations and federations globally. And let us know a little bit more on how the World Fintech Foundation is absolutely accelerating the pace of growth of fintechs and the fintech ecosystems all over the world. If you can throw some light on that.
Right. So the precise name is the World Fintech Association, and it has been founded back in 2016, in fact, in June 2016. Our first meeting has been in Seoul, South Korea, an amazingly successful meeting where I was honored by giving a keynote speech. In fact, my speech focused on risks related to the global fintech arena. And by the way, these risks have been growing exponentially since our kickoff meeting in June 2016. Anyway, the World Fintech Association is in nascent stage, but the experts involved in it are leading thought leaders within different areas of financial technology. And ever since our founding meeting in June 2016, we are keeping up a loose, flexible, informal channel of communications. Certain working groups are active within the World Fintech Association. For example, the working group I am the head of happens to be focusing on peer-to-peer lending and crowdfunding. But there are other working groups as well, focusing on blockchain, digital identity, payments innovations, biometrics, Internet of Things, virtual reality, robo-advisors, compliance, and so on and so on. Anyway, the World Fintech Association has the potential to become a meaningful leading body. But again, we are in a nascent stage. We will see how we will go ahead.
Excellent. As of now, is there any, association of fintechs in different parts of the world already a part of the World Fintech Association or affiliated members? How many affiliated members are working with you currently?
Right. So I can only give you an estimate, but the answer is yes. And my estimate would be that approximately 15 different associations were present at our founding meeting. Potentially, some new or even many new associations could have joined since, but I would say 15 plus is a safe answer. Obviously, this is one of the areas to improve because basically there are over 200 different meaningful fintech associations related to specific countries. Why over 200? Because there are countries with multiple meaningful, even competing, cooperating associations. So you are very right. And this is one of the areas where the World Fintech Association can go ahead.
Fantastic. Thank you for that wonderful brief. And now let's get into your favorite topic of fintech and try to understand from him, since you have been an observer of the fintech ecosystems in the different parts of the world. What are those close to heart technologies you feel have got a scope in the next 5 to 10 years in the fintech ecosystem today to drive the sales, drive the growth of the banking and financial ecosystems?
Right. So obviously, fintech is very complex. There are over 30 emerging frontier technologies with hundreds of sub-technologies emerging exponentially. One of my favorite areas happens to be central bank digital currencies, which will bring a new era of monetary policy potentially. Another one of the financial technology areas I love to speculate about happens to be neobanks, digital only players. And actually, there are beautiful strategic questions to ask in this arena. There are many of these important questions. I will just mention two. In the United Kingdom, currently, there are over 70 neobanks, digital only players with zero physical presence. They lack any sort of branch network. Over 70 players. Is this market overcrowded? What will happen? What is the future of these 70 plus amazing, nimble, flexible, fast moving, creative, brave neobanks in the United Kingdom? Second question, when traditional large banks invest into starting up their own digital only subsidiaries, why do these subsidiaries, digital only subsidiaries, typically fail? And why do they typically fail after 9-digit investments, after hundreds of millions of US dollars being invested into them? Anyway, this is a beautiful area. So first I mentioned central bank digital currencies. Second, I mentioned neobanks. And the third area I want to highlight, also one of my favorites, happens to be mobile wallets. Mobile wallets are potentially disrupting large card schemes such as MasterCard and Visa. And this is a dramatic story going on, potentially an analogy of traditional banks themselves being disrupted. Obviously, besides these, there are other transformative key technologies such as blockchain. However, when I look at blockchain, I see how it is superior, and I see how there are some stones, some walls blocking it to become truly widespread. So, blockchain is one of the greatest question marks ahead of us. I am happy to talk more about it.
Excellent. You have seen the fintech world suffering a lot of things during the COVID times. Okay. In this situation, how are the global fintechs now looking at? Now the world is slowly, growing back into the V curve of growth in different parts of the world, where vaccines have been announced and things are slowly looking up. Uh, how is the status of fintechs? What are the funding status of fintechs in different parts of the world? How are they re-looking and reimagining their businesses according to you?
Right. So, chapter one has been a great opportunity for fintech. While this COVID situation is obviously tragic to humanity, in terms of tactical and strategic business opportunities to digitally oriented players in finance, it has been a great opportunity. This is chapter one. Again, for human perspectives, this is only a tragedy. But let's be positive, at least from a business perspective, and orchestrate the truth that for digitally oriented financial technology players, it has provided a great opportunity because it has made the fact obvious and explicit that digital only is an opportunity, not a constraint. And this is an important lesson. Furthermore, the COVID situation has taught us that digital is relevant for baby boomers as well as Generation X. So far, before COVID, people thought that financial technology is primarily targeted towards millennials and Generation Z.
Thank you very much for this wonderful idea, David. And we look forward to stronger and stronger collaborations in the future.
Thank you.